Oh man, it's 2018, and it's episode, what is it, 47?
Oh,
47.
I think so.
Something around there.
47, something
I
like
think
that.
so.
Bam, here we are, webcam and all. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Thank you for joining me.
We're back.
We're back after
Finally.
the hiatuses after hiatuses. Oh, what a crazy past 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Anime time skip.
Yeah, it really was. We were on the Lost Island, and it time traveled, and then it time traveled back, and then back, and during all 3 time travels, I got the flu. So that's kind of what ended up happening. Just craziness. But yeah, welcome to 2018. Welcome to Brethren Around. Glad you're joining us, especially if you're watching us on that YouTube archive. But if you're on iTunes, if you're on Stitcher, if you're on
Google Play,
Farmers Only, wherever you're listening, Christian Mingles, we're everywhere. I'm Wes Gardner, Comedy Hobo. We got Marco Flores, Mr. Nerd in the Bay. How are you, sir?
Hey.
Yeah, man.
What's going on?
Doing them honorable mentions videos.
I'm doing okay. Yeah, doing honorable mentions, collaborating with people. You're gonna see annoyingly me around a lot. So,
dude, you're hustling like
I'm trying
nobody's business. I see people that I'm like, who are these people? And they're like, oh, Marco, it's Marco. And I was like, what's going on? And then just this whole thing.
Right,
we got Mr. Todd EDF in the house.
What's going on, guys?
Yes, sir. How are you, man?
That's awesome. Dude, man.
Well, during your time travel experiences, I've been busy, so there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. Like, content creators got to create content, and Marco's doing what Marco does.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
You were out of action, and I mean, obviously Maury's not here again.
Yeah.
Had to call it an early night, so I mean, there's that. Yeah. But she is back, so that's great.
Yes, that's awesome.
But yeah, I mean, the last 2 weeks doing a show without her was the weirdest shit I've ever done.
Yeah.
Oh, you did one without her? Oh, wow.
Yeah, what is it? I had an old friend of mine come on, and he talked about his experience in the business and stuff like that. And I was just like, we'll do like an hour. We did 2.
Yeah. It's harder to condense it down. Like whenever you get a report and whenever you're with the people that you know and kind of we all know each other's cadence.
Yeah.
It's easy to kind of condense it and like package it and know, okay, here's a good stopping point and whatever. But
and I mean, with him, I've known the guy for like 20 years.
Oh yeah, so then it's like shooting the shit.
Just bullshitting.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Okay.
But yeah, no, it was fun. It was really cool, and I had a great time doing that. And of course, before Maury left, we did the Foley Christmas special.
Yes.
Which was terrific.
It's so good. It might be my favorite gimmick bag thing.
Special.
Yeah, it might be my favorite thing.
I mean, I still have a soft spot for the demonetized Kotobushi apartment wrestling. It's the only episode that is still demonetized on YouTube.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you hear the sounds of 2 men. So
that's
and fireworks. So I mean, I can't blame them entirely. But eventually you got to say, listen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, and that's funny because that means actually somebody's paying attention instead of it being an AI like algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, every episode gets flagged, and I mean that's
true. And I've noticed that, and I wanted to know if you guys had that same experience. No matter what I upload, for that first, I think of it like opening weekend. Like if a movie comes out on Friday, you got Saturday and Sunday to make all your big money. And then by Monday, it's old news. They lift the ban or the demonetization on Monday. Like they'll give it 2 days, your big 2 days where you get all your hits, and then they're like, "Oh, actually, no, never mind, you're fine." And then it's like, "Well, thanks." Now
fine,
yeah. 1%.
In my case, what usually happens, like I'll upload the episode my time about like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., like right after we're done recording, and from then until about noon that day, it's fine. And then at about noon, they go, you know.
Yeah, double back.
Huh.
Yeah.
And then it's like 2 or 3 days, and then they're like, you know what? We changed our mind on that. And it doesn't matter what I name it. Like, I could just call it gimmick bag and just throw it that way. And like, it's such a safe word.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I'm saying brutal fight league and stuff like that or whatnot.
Bloody elbow fist. And you're like,
yeah, exactly. I mean, and you just like, wow, what the fuck? Like, how do they pull this off? You know? And I've done episodes where like, I have a mouth on me. I know that. So somebody has to be listening to be like, hold on a second. It's kind of,
you can't say those things.
You dropped a few too many of those F-bombs. I'm just like,
Tranquilo here.
Yeah.
Settle down.
Yeah.
Settle down.
I mean, that's essentially what it comes down to. And they let the video cool down for like 3 days. And it's like and once again, it doesn't matter what type of video I'm doing, whether it's gimmick bag. It's one of the reasons why I kind of stopped doing the reaction stuff as well. Because they were doing the same shit. I would get like maybe anywhere between 4 to 12 hours of monetization, and then they would cut it off.
So weird.
And I mean, one of them was for a movie that obviously I'm not going to see, and that was claimed. That video got claimed by Universal.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were just like, and I'm like, nobody really heard about this movie. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
The big draw in the movie is John Cena, for Christ's sake. So, and it's okay. So the movie is about John Cena and 2 other adult-esque characters trying to cock block their daughters from getting laid at prom.
Oh yeah. God, what is that?
It's called blockers.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Because they talk about the emojis,
symbol
right?
And blockers. Yeah.
The emojis, and that emoji means a dick or whatever.
Yeah. And it was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like even their trailer, I did the red band, so I mean, like, I can understand being like demonetized for that, but like not having the video claimed. Yeah. Because I'd done like the Marvel ones, and they were just like, yeah, that's cool. You know, demonetized for a little bit. You're good. No big deal.
Yeah, no biggie.
I did the Stranger Things season 2 one, which was claimed for maybe about an hour. And then because of like a 2-second sound clip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like,
it's always some like Welsh company that's like, we heard a skunk, and you're like, what? And then they're like, oh, this from this point we heard it.
I had I used to upload a lot of gameplay footage on my YouTube, and one of them was Vampire the Masquerade Redemption, and there was a sound of ambient noise, like an ambient noise of like rain, and somebody claimed the video because of the ambient sound of rain. I shit you not. And it was claimed by some like I think it was a Russian company or one of those really weird like Eastern European countries, and they claimed it for ambient. It was the track was called Ambient Rain and Wind. And I'm like,
yeah, they own that sound. I guess.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like.
You have to pay them royalties every time you hear rain.
Yeah, it's there was another one where like I had a video claimed by somebody who used a sound clip that was in the game I was playing 10 years after that game came out. And they claimed my video, and I'm like, this game was released in 2004. This album was released, the album was released in 2016.
Yeah.
What?
So they're sampling, and then
yeah, and now they want to claim my shit. No, I ain't playing that.
Nope.
Yeah.
Dude.
But yeah, I mean, it's just they make it so hard for people to do anything on YouTube now.
Oh well, you know what you can do on YouTube. We want to go down that fucking.
Yeah, I can be a despicable fucking human being.
Let's we'll all take a plane to Japan. We'll make something work.
Oh gosh.
Are we gonna go and tape at New Japan shows? Because that'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, we'll just be at New Japan wearing a Yoda hat.
Yeah.
See, and I was thinking about that. I was because part of it, and we'll probably talk about like Game of the Year stuff here in a minute. Because I'm redoing how Kamilog is set up my video blog series, and I had to have a long like talk with myself, and I'm still in the midst of it. Do I want to go down that route of having pictures of me making dumb faces pointing at things as my thumbnail? You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
To where I'm like you'll never believe it, and it's like a thing, and it's like this, and I'm like, and then it has really bad text over it, like,
and you also got to kind of change your gimmick name as well a little bit, and just throw like I don't know, like what was it, Kami Paul the Hobo or something like that, or
right. And then there's
just
some of them
shoehorn that shit in
where I look really upset, like
yeah.
And then do bad rap battle videos.
Right. And I'll dress like Hamilton, Alexander Hamilton.
Talk about how you're Disney fresh and shit.
Yeah.
I bought my daughter a bed.
Yeah. And we're all like, oh, a bed! Like, it's the most non-consequential shit in the world. I'm drinking tea. Oh, tea! Like, I was like, can you imagine taking those photos? And, like, someone's taking dozens of them. And like curating through them, like, which one? This one has the best energy of me screaming at a bottle of water.
I am super guilty of that with my reaction thumbnails.
no, but here's the thing. So for reaction thumbnails, that kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But like, just for random shit. Like, we got food at the restaurant. And then, like, they're holding up a fork, and then their plate's, like, empty and smashed in half, and you're like, what happened here? I guess that's the whole point. It's like, did he fucking murder people? Like, what happened at this restaurant?
Yeah.
Why do you have a head?
Or one of my favorites, which, might be something I do if I start doing YouTube content again and putting up gaming stuff. The thumbnail of me just holding a controller and pointing at it. Like,
just have that be it. That's your logo. It's just like...
That's Yano Ocean. Yeah. Point at the deep. Right?
Oh, my God. It's such a... like, if you take that step back and you look at the whole thing, it's such a stupid thing. Like...
the
whole YouTube gimmick, it's like, what's even going on? And then YouTube's non-apology about all that dumb Logan Paul stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh God.
Well, we saw it and we told them that like they didn't do anything. That's everything I needed to know. Is like, they didn't do anything because he's their pony, their show pony.
Yeah,
exactly.
So I mean, he came over from Vine with his brother, and they kind of feed each other's channels by having their own networks. Yeah. And I mean, that's what they do. Yeah. I mean, how do you think that they keep everything as fresh as they do with their numbers and shit? I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. Yeah. They found a way to game the system. Good for them. Yeah. And people like Marco, who go through that grind of, I got to do this, I got to do that, blah, blah, blah. They suffer. I mean, I'm not including myself in it because I really don't consider myself a YouTuber. Like, it's just...
Yeah, it's a different... it's a whole different, like, problem-solving mechanism.
Yeah.
Whenever you start making it for that, because here's a whole other language. Like...
Yeah.
You're making a thing, and, Twitch, you have that live audience, you have that instant feedback, you have... You're building it's almost like a stand-up special, right? Yeah. Like you're basically doing a stand-up comedy routine, even if not funny or if it's drama or whatever. But you're doing a live interaction with an audience, and based on what their reaction is, it feeds your performance.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But with YouTube, you're developing a film, and then you're like, here it is, world. Here's the thing I've been working on.
Yeah.
And then it's not up to you anymore. Like, it's out there, you get feedback afterwards, but it's like you've made the best decisions you knew how to do to get that video out the door. Like, you have signed off on it. You're like, this is the thing, and this is what I represent, and here it is, and this represents me as a creator.
Representation.
Yeah, everything, the way it's edited, your voiceover, everything has to be just ever so slightly right, and then it goes live.
Yeah,
and that's the thing, man. Is it's like, it's super stressful. And Marco, you did a honorable mentions video for mobile games, which I thought is like super great idea, right? Because that's not a thing you see a lot of. You see all the honorable mentions. How I did a post on my blog about here's the honorable mentions for video games that I played, but no one's really, that I know of at least, has really targeted just the mobile game side. And been like, here's my honorable mentions for mobile games of 2017, and I was like, oh, it's so obvious, but it's genius. I was like, that's your thing. Like, that's it, because it's laser focused. And then I commented, and I was like, dude, this is great. And you're like, I fucking hate this. I hate this whole thing. This whole process.
Legitimately the best, worst idea ever.
Yeah. I
mean, it's great for your content, but you know how much shit you're putting yourself through now. I mean, it's the reason why I don't do like pre-produced content most of the time. I mean, it's just
fuck my life. It's so much work.
It's so much work, man. And where you start getting, because with Twitch, you know, you're like, oh, my next stream will be better. I kind of had an off day, but I'll be live again soon. I'm gonna kind of shake it out. That mentality, because now, okay, Marco, and tell me this. Because I know exactly what your answer is going to be, because it'd be my answer too. Now that you made your honorable mentions video, do you see that as kind of your litmus? Like, right here, this is my baseline now. I made my honorable mentions video. Everything I make from here on out at least has to be that good.
Fuck that, man. No way. No way. I mean, man, I was going to make like a Logan Paul like joke right now, but no. I would not do that again. No.
Oh man, it's so difficult. It's the most exhausting. It's like, but it's weird because I find a lot of like, I'm really proud of a good episode of like West versus Backlog. If it's put together really well and things hit just right, and I'm like, oh, that turned out great, and then I release it. I know that I put my best foot forward, you know, all that stuff. But the same thing happens if you had a perfect moment on Twitch stream, and like you had people there to react to it, and it all just came together. Like, those are those tiny moments that you live for. So now, as kind of the YouTube side, it's like, how do I develop my workflow to get that magic formula? That way I can just like make a template and then just follow that template every single time. And like, here's what I produce. Here's what I produce.
I mean, a little bit about my background. I worked in television production for like 3 years. So I mean, that editing grind sucks. Ooh. And once you get into that, I made something great. Everybody, even if you don't want it that way, everybody wants it at least at that level. So even though you're saying fuck it, if you don't get it to at least that level, people are going to be like, what the fuck's this shit? I mean,
why should I care?
You set an expectation, and then
so regardless if you want to do it or not, you're going to have to do it.
Right.
I totally get that. But holy shit, what the fuck?
What did you do?
I care so much? Why did I care so much about this video now than I did with my other videos?
That's a great point.
Take 1,500, right?
That's a great point.
Shit.
Yeah, that's like dead on. Because every once in a while you get that fire, and you're like, oh, I got some ideas, man. I got some mojo, blah, 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 blah. And then you'll knock out like 4 or 5 things. And then you'll look at it and be like, yeah, I guess it was okay. Like, you know, you sleep on it a few days and you're like, yeah, sure, whatever. But, you know, and then you like talk yourself out of it. And like, I still haven't recorded any of my Game of the Year stuff. And we're 10 days into the freaking new year, you know?
Right. I still have a top 10 to do. And I'm like, how do I condense 10 games and talk about each one of them for like a minute and a half to make it a short top 10 video so people can watch the whole thing? And
that's what I'm doing, man. And like, I don't know why I came up with this idea, but I'm shooting B-roll, which is
Jesus, why would you do that?
So for those who don't know what B-roll is, it's like ambient film. So basically it's like I actually have one up with the Comilog where I'm like rebranding Comilog, or like it's called the Reboot or something like that, and it shows some examples. So it shows like just random shit around my room, and like I use my phone, and then it has kind of manual zoom and focus and stuff. So I'd love to get one of those nice fancy Canon things, but I also don't have $2,000 to spend on a freaking camera. But
and then another $1,000 on the lens.
And like it'd be great, and it would look like $1 million, but I ain't got time for that. And but yeah, shooting B-roll, it's gonna add a different like energy and flavor to it. But now I'm like, I have to shoot B-roll for every single episode of anything that I'm gonna do with this new series.
When I worked production, what we would do is we would just kind of dedicate, like let's just say we were doing like 15, 20 episodes. We would dedicate like 2 days just to B-roll. Yeah. And we'd use that B-roll throughout those 15 to 20 episodes.
I actually thought about that. I thought about one of like showing me driving, like getting one of those, the little,
GoPro.
Yeah, like the little, because I have a actual
one for your phone.
Yeah, exactly. Like a little stand, one of those. They're called like Kodis or Kojaks or something. It's like
okay, got you.
The bevel ball mounts.
They're
springy and stuff, and you can like wrap them. Yeah. You can like wrap them around things. So you could put them on a pole, or you could like put them on your rear view mirror, and basically it's just a mount. Yeah, it's just a tripod, but the actual legs bend and manipulate and like do all this other stuff. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I could get just shots of me like shopping in game stores, and then driving around, and then outside. Like, because where I work, it has a lot of really nice trees and like good vantage points of the city, and like, but then I'm like, okay, is this going to be a lifestyle blog, or is it going to be a video?
See, and that's the thing. Like, if you're like, if you're going to like game stores to pick up stuff for content, like I could see doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing a nature walk or whatever, then I mean, I guess the outdoorsy stuff is good. But if you don't plan on using it, don't even bother filming it.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like I can only film the room that I'm in so much.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I'd have to take it outside. I'd have to do something.
Let's go to the Xbox, and then it's like you're in the woods. Shot at you in the woods, and then it fades back, and you're in the same spot you were now with the controller in your hand.
Perfect. I'm inside the Xbox. Yeah, it's a different mentality, and it's fun because it keeps you sharp. You know, you're like, okay, gotta think about these new problems. How do I solve them and stuff? But the thing is, with like a YouTube thing and a video blog, it's like you have to tell a story of some sort, even as minute as it is. And like, because I actually have the theme of my Game of the Year one, which is that I have the flu. That's the whole gimmick of the whole Game of the Year video. Is like, I was even thinking about, and I decided not to, but I thought it'd be funny to like put down, to change my computer clock to say like December 25th, 26th, 2017. And then like I look sleepy, and then I fall asleep, and then the camera fades, and then it says like January 11th, 2018, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh my god! Like I
you look at your phone and there's like all these missed calls. It's like,
and you're like,
people have been trying to call me. What are these text messages?
And then I'll be like,
you don't show up tomorrow. You don't have a job. I guess you wanted your termination.
So then you have to like blame it on the flu, and then be like, oh god, we're 10 days late. I have to do my Game of the Year, and there's your setup to do the Game of the Year video. Yeah. So, but then I was like, no, that's the worst thing I've ever thought of. And then so you like talk in and out of yourself of what you want. It's like, oh.
It's the curse of a creator. I mean, it really is.
Yeah, freaking Akira Kurosawa, dude that did Yojimbo and Hidden Fortress and Seven Samurai. Like, he said that it's a blessing and a curse being a creative person. And he was like, I keep making things because I know one day I'll make something good. But he always thought nothing he made was good. He was like, but one day I'll make something good. So the next thing might be good. So I'll keep making stuff.
But arguably everything he did was basically classics.
It was actual genius. He is a virtuoso. Yeah. Like there may be no one better to ever direct film than Kurosawa.
Everybody's their worst critic, though. And I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, I would get 7 days to work on an episode, half hour long. I would shoot for maybe about 7 or 8 hours of just like, just standard stuff. And if there was gameplay, that'd be another 7 or 8 hours, and then a bunch of other shit. And then I would spend, that was just day one. And I would spend up until like an hour before it had to make air, piecing it together. And it was just like, I would have it together like the second day. And I'm like, all right, this looks good. Then the next day I would go and take a look at it right before I export. And I'm like, no, not really.
Yep. Yep.
And then I would make changes, and that would happen until it's just like, hey, we need your tape. Like, your show's on in an hour. And I'm like, okay, fine.
You just print it. Put it in print.
This will do.
Yeah, we'll fix it next time.
Yeah. And I mean, that's legitimately what happened. And it was just.
I mean, then you hear about that turnaround on like South Park.
Yeah, no, that's crazy shit.
They will voice act and animate a show and have it up within 18 hours, like live broadcast.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah,
I wish I could turn a video around like that.
Yeah, no shit. Because isn't the rule of thumb? Isn't it like take however long it took to make the thing, and then use that same increment of time, but then get the bigger increment of time? So like if you recorded for 1 minute, or if you want a 1 minute video, it's going to take you 1 hour to edit it. If you want a 20-minute video, it will take you 20 hours to edit it. If you want, if you're filming for 2 days, if you have 2 days worth of footage, it will take you 2 weeks to edit it. Like it grows exponentially like that. And
it's nuts.
You don't realize that. Like this time, and I'm normally I'm big on like capturing footage for my Game of the Year stuff, and I want to have my gameplay. I'm going to get trailers. I'm going to download trailers from YouTube and use that footage because like someone already fucking played the game and made it look great. Yeah. So what am I going to do, Mr. Tarantino over here playing like video games trying to get the best shots? It's like, no, someone was paid money to make this trailer. I'm going to use that fucking trailer. Give it to me.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
It's going to save a solid 10 hours off my edit time.
I mean, one thing I did learn, and this is another reason why I don't do a lot of recorded content, is I enjoyed just not having the control of going back and fixing shit. So even like when I do content for YouTube, I'm just like, I got one take. That's what I'm doing.
Sure.
Yeah,
and I've thought about that type of stuff too, where it's like, how could I get the energy of a live stream, but for a pre-recorded show?
Yeah,
and having Twitch archives is kind of in the middle there, but it's like that's kind of Wes's Card Corner or whatever. I'm like, okay, what if I just riff and get that same energy? But you just throw stuff at the wall. That's what we always talk about every week. It's like, just do shit. Like, just do it. And if it sucks, whatever. A lot of people make stuff that sucks. It's fine.
You'll find what works for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I mean,
that's what I was. Whenever I read Marco's deal, whenever I was like, "Hey, dude, this is a great video. Honorable mentions, bang on, dude." And you're like, "I hate it." I was like, my biggest worry is I was like, this is going to be the thing that puts Marco on the map. And it's going to piss him off to no end because he's like, fuck, now I got to do this. Now this is the thing I got to do. But, dude, I will say, though, and it makes me smile to see, looking at, and everyone go to youtube.com/nerdinthebay and follow along with us. But I can see each one of your videos getting, double the views they normally would.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So, if you go, recently uploaded, and you look, instead of, in a day you get 20, 30 views, now you're getting, 60, 70 views. And I was like, oh, that is someone's on the mountain just pushing this snowball, and it's teetering right now. I just visualize it just teetering, and I was like, give it 3 weeks, and daily you're going to be hitting 1,000 views. You're on that precipice, dude. You're on that.
Yeah.
I genuinely think that's going to happen.
Getting there. Everything's been increased, triple that how I did 6 months ago.
Yeah, totally.
like I said, those YouTube dirty groups, like it.
Share for share.
I treat it as a joke, but like, dude, it's more eyes on like my videos and the product. So like, even if people are just doing like sub for sub posts, like one of those people are going to be watching it. And like I said before, if a group of like 19,000 people are in their group and I post a video, possibly out of that number,
you can hit it, man.
No matter how big and small, they could be watching it.
Sure.
So why not try to post it and just see what happens?
And the nice thing is your quality's high enough that people are going to stick around. They'll be like, oh yeah, my cousin likes those phone games. Let me tell him about this Marco guy. Yeah.
And that is something that I noticed, like over the last 6 months, and you talked about the growth you've had in 6 months. Your overall output and quality of your videos has increased as well.
Absolutely. So, like it would be, and I've told my wife this. I was like, listen, if we win the lottery, whatever, that big, you come into a whole bunch of money. I was like, one of the main things I'm going to do, after paying off bills and college funds and all that stuff, is like hook up my people with the gear they need. So it was like, Marco, I'd be getting you game systems, fucking Elgatos, like rendering PCs, you know what I'm saying? I was like, because the monster type of content Marco could make with like the legit where the hardware's doing the work for him would be astronomical. Like genuinely. Like, and I even told my wife this. I was like, out of all of us, I love knowing all these creators and all this stuff. I was like, the one that's going to hit it first is Marco. And it's funny because you were always a fan of the back end stuff. You always like talking to creators and like, hey, what are you guys' thoughts on this? I might dabble in something. I might Twitch stream a little bit. I might do a few YouTube videos. But how do you guys do it? I'm real interested in this. And I was like, you've just been a sponge for knowledge. And it was like, oh, he's going to bury us. I was like, Marco's going to fly so fucking far past, like, woo. And I feel it like there's a little buzz right now. And I was like, dude, we're on the cusp of it. I genuinely do think that.
Dude. Yeah, man. I'm going to take you guys with me. If that happens, and, dude, Hobo Network, it's going to be back.
It's going to be a real deal. Real McCoy.
Right. So, yeah.
Hell yeah, man. So, goofy Game of the Year stuff. And just to wrap up on that, like, Game of the Year stuff always makes me laugh because of how fucking upset people get about it.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean? The game that I like the best came in second. Your list is terrible. It's like...
Right.
Honorable mention? How is this an honorable mention?
Yeah.
And like, or the game you give number one, that game's terrible. I'm surprised it even works as a video game. And you're like, what the fuck? What's this person talking about?
Heavy Rain, that was more like an interactive movie than a game.
My favorite game I've ever played was that Bomberman Zero game for the Xbox 360. And you're like,
what? I liked playing Uno with the Xbox Vision Cam. God. We know why you did that.
What was the other one? 1 versus 100? Or
yeah, you had 1 versus 100, which was just like, and then you had Poker Night or whatever. It was some poker game.
Oh, that's right, and not the good one like a Poker Night at the Inventory or whatever.
Yeah, no, it was like you had your Xbox avatar and you would just try to just get up the tables, and then once you got to that last table, they would reset everybody's fucking progress.
Nice.
And you're like, well played, Microsoft. Well fucking played.
Yeah, good work. We could really dig deep and do those Burger King games. You guys remember those?
Oh, like Snake King?
The Snake King.
Yeah.
The kart racer one. Oh, shit, man. Well, those are like $5 a piece. I bet if you go on eBay right now, that's just like $30-$40 bucks.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I should put as my number one game of the year is Sneak King.
Sneak King, yeah, for sure.
Look, that came out this year? Who's that guy? I've never seen that guy. Is that Carl's Jr.?
Right. Is that Wendy's Twitter?
Yeah. I like that Wendy's Twitter.
Was that nihilistic Arby's?
Yeah, I did. Did you guys check out that Logan Paul video? No. That's what all the YouTube comments are nowadays.
Yeah.
Do a video about Logan Paul.
Why aren't you commenting on it? And it's like, because I don't want to give traffic to by using his name. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And like,
my video, it was just a recap of what he did.
Yeah.
But I was more like on the repercussions of it, what the action is, right? Like, dude, it's gonna just screw everybody else out because it's like this stupid thing happened, and now we're not gonna either be able to do or say or whatever.
Yeah. This is PewDiePie 3.0.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Because I mean, PewDiePie was 1.0 and 2.0 last year. So.
Yeah, he was both. Yeah. He's refined his take. Yeah, and I agree with it. And what was nice is your video kind of avoided this kind of trend that I saw about the Logan Paul thing. Is you would get these people upset about Logan Paul and how distasteful I mean, of course it is. But then you realize the irony of it are the people making these reaction videos are monetizing their reaction to Logan Paul. So like they are also making money off of the shit Logan Paul pulled.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that was the biggest problem.
Because people are like, oh, I have an opinion on it. And, these people are getting 200,000-300,000 hits on a video about how upset they were that he was monetizing something like that. And it's like, you're monetizing something like that. What are you doing? But like with yours, it took the different angle about like, listen, what he did is reprehensible, but what does this mean for YouTube? What does this mean for us as creators, small people making content? Are we going to have more hurdles to jump over? Are we going to, like, is there going to be, like, the drug dog, like, sniffing around, just finding things to be like, no, we're going to pull your video. Oh, you said a word we didn't like, we're going to pull your, like, are they going to go full on that way? But then YouTube, in their infinite wisdom, hasn't fucking done anything.
Yeah.
They've done nothing.
What you got to remember, like a couple months ago, I think we might have even talked about it, was how YouTube was demonetizing videos that were dealing with tragedies, but they were allowing the big YouTubers to still be monetized on those same topics.
That's true.
Right.
Shit, I forgot about that.
Regardless, we are fucked.
That also happened with
screwed out.
Yeah, because I think it was a tragedy thing, and it was one other, like, world events or something.
Yeah.
But then, like, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, all of them were doing their monologues about world events, and they were getting monetized. And people were like,
they're monetized.
I was like, they fucking need the money? They have a multi-million-dollar NBC contract, and they need YouTube money?
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Like, no.
Right.
No.
Full disclosure, like, the reason, because of the whole Logan Paul thing, I was like, that was the source of, like, okay, I can make a video about that, but Logan Paul is trending right now. That I've seen other people hit, but that's the name of the game when you're like a creator.
Yeah.
If you're say you do want to get that video that wants like the millions and millions of hits, like it's kind of the name of the game. If something is really trending, it's kind of sensational in that sense. And it goes back to like, are you willing to, cross that line, or are you willing to just, I'm never going to do reaction videos. I'm doing reaction videos. Yeah. Same thing with you, Wes. If there's something you never thinking you're going to do, well, you got to make that decision if you're going to do it or not.
Try it.
I didn't think I would be doing reaction videos.
Yeah,
I'll be perfectly honest.
Exactly.
But then again, I didn't think I'd be doing videos of me reading EULAs and then sending them as part of job applications either. Right. So
there you go, right? So,
high Epic Games.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh man. Oh yeah, and like unboxing stuff. Like I would never.
That's right.
And then now unboxing, that is the stuff that gets by far the most hits on my channel. By like on a staggering level, like 80% of all my hits come from unboxing videos.
Right.
Like, all right, sure. I'll be that guy.
I think my reboxing video did better than my unboxing video, which I thought was hilarious.
They're like incredible.
But like I was watching something earlier today, and it was one of the big YouTubers, and they were talking about like YouTube trends and all the other stuff. And then they ended up bringing up shit I've been doing for like the last like 6 months as like, these may be new trends. And I'm like, well, I was ahead of the fucking curve then, wasn't I?
Yeah.
And it was just like reacting to reactions of reactions.
The most meta shit. And
yeah.
And that's the thing is like, I'm the old curmudgeon that like, hey kids, do you like unboxing videos? And they're like, yeah, that's so 2012, grandpa. Like that type of stuff. But I think it's going to come back around. Like I think the stuff that we're doing that we're like, you know what, no one's going to watch this and it's funny that we're making it is going to be the shit. And then hopefully you're going to be looked at as a, like, okay, all the people that were on Justin.
Pioneer.
Yeah, exactly. Like the people that were on Justin.tv. And they're like, why don't I play video games on Justin TV? And then they're like, that will never work. And then now fucking Twitch, you know?
Or what about all the people that were like, hey, maybe I should make a painting on Twitch? And they were just like banned, and now they have creative.
That's not a video game.
Totally. What if I eat all this food?
I'm sorry, YouTube Archive. I don't have a giant sandwich for you this week.
That was so good. Every time. It was so great because we were getting in like very like in-depth conversations and stuff and talking about it. And then Todd's like, oh. It's the best art. If you go watch that archive, I think it was last episode, right? It was 46.
Yeah.
Go watch episode 46 because you can't put into words. Yeah, how good just the whole thing is because we're riffing, we're talking, and we're all this stuff.
It's a sight gag. That's what it was. I mean,
so good.
You got to give something to the people doing the YouTube archive. We appreciate you guys coming here and watching that if you are, and listening if you're doing it that way. But I mean, you're kind of missing out sometimes when we do little silly shit like
magic moments
like that. Yeah. And I did that the entire fucking episode.
It was an hour and 45 minutes of you eating a sandwich. It was amazing.
Yep. That's why I love doing the social eating on Twitch when I can, just because it's me just being an asshole and eating food and making everybody hungry. It's like, now I want to order pizza. Fucking order pizza then.
Do it. Right? YOLO. Oh man. So let's see. We've been going about 45 minutes. So Wrestle Kingdom 12.
Yes.
The biggest pay-per-view of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Was broadcast in North America through New Japan Pro Wrestling World. And arguably, well, I wouldn't even say arguably, it just is the best wrestling pay-per-view of the year. Like, just unequivocally, it's...
I mean, arguably, like, the last... Well, it's also the first one of the year. Yeah. But then again, we had the same issue last year, too, with Wrestle Kingdom 11 was really fucking good, and that was the high watermark for most of, if not all, the whole year.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So that was that foundation, and no one could really top it. I think a few of the NXTs came close.
Yes.
Like, and in some ways they probably did surpass it in some matches, but other ones, so it kind of all balanced out. But yeah, Wrestle Kingdom is always a super solid show. Yep. And yeah, 12 was no different.
Did you watch the Rumble?
Yes.
The New Japan Rumble?
Yes,
I thought that was great.
I did too. The ending on that was awesome. So, Marco, did you see that? That was part of the pre-show.
I did not see the Rumble. I'm starting right at the start of Wrestle Kingdom.
Okay,
cool. So, yeah, you're in for some good stuff. So you're right now. Okay.
Young Bucks versus
Roppongi 3K.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Surprisingly amazing finish on that.
Oh yeah.
Like, Young Bucks get a lot of flack, but they can go, man. If it's big show time, they're in it.
And they're willing to pull out all the stops too.
That's absolutely true.
Good. That's good.
Yeah, and then you have my favorite match. I like looking at the card. I have it up right now. Looking at the card, my favorite match might be the Gotoh match.
Oh, God, that was good.
Like watching through that whole thing, with Suzuki versus Gotoh. Like, all the other ones had these amazing moments, and oh my god, and like the Kenny Omega match was incredible just because of how many freaking V triggers Chris Jericho took to the face. Good lord, and one of them sounded like a shotgun went off. Like, I think it's the hardest he is. It was like watching Kenta do the running high knee in his prime. Like, Kenny Omega ran so fast and just kneed the shit out of Chris Jericho's face. And it was gross. And like
I was gonna say it was kind of like watching Kenta hit the GTS on Brian Kendrick.
Smash his orbital bone.
Yep, and apparently that move may be shelved.
He has a new finisher. Yeah, he has a new submission finisher. Yep,
he's got the rings of Saturn.
That's right.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Dude, because he fucked him up bad. That was a legit hit too, and like I felt bad for Brian Kendrick. But
that's a receipt hit. I mean, something must have happened.
Yeah, because he didn't pull it is the thing. Normally, I mean, Kenta made the move; he knows how to pull it.
Yeah,
but like,
he was like, "No, fuck you."
Yeah, he hit it like he needs somebody in the face. Is what happened. Like,
that's literally what it was.
Oh on slow-mo. Brutal. But yeah, I think the Gotoh Suzuki match has kind of the best built-in story.
Oh yeah,
like the years and years and years between both of them. I mean, really. Then
I always expect Never Open to be the hardest hitting matches of the card.
Yeah, this one's I didn't know. You know, I'm a big fan of Gotoh. For me, Gotoh, and this match cemented it. Gotoh is a real life fighting game character.
Yeah,
like genuinely, it feels like he's going to be in King of Fighters or Tekken. Like, he walks to the ring, he has the same outfit. I'm like, this dude's Heihachi. Like, he's genuinely like that's what he is in my mind.
Pretty much.
And like this one, he was doing some work, dude. He does some just monster moves. And Suzuki takes it like a champ too. Like, it's so crazy. And of course, the Kota Ibushi Cody Rhodes matches. Those guys are just having fun.
I love his natural look. Like the Dustin Rhodes look that he's doing right now.
Yeah, he just comes up with his wife and just like, here I am, guys.
Yep.
I
actually thoroughly enjoyed the Fatal 4-Way, which was
junior heavyweight.
That was actually, I would say that's in my top 3 matches of the night.
Yes. I think the best move of that match came from Kushida, if I remember right. But I have a soft spot for Kushida now. Yeah.
While watching the match, I was just like, why is Kushida here? Like, and then I realized, like, oh shit, that's why he's here.
That's kind of what I thought. I was like, man, I feel kind of bad for Kushida because you have Will Ospreay flipping around. You have Marty Scurll, who's just he emanates charisma. Like, he's like Bobby Roode style. Like, he just has to stand there.
His entrance was great too.
Oh, that mask and stuff, sick.
With the fucking wings,
so cool. And then Takahashi put in some work, dude. Like, it was bang on, man.
Hiromu, just fucking. When I was looking at the card, like, maybe an hour before the show went live, because I was the idiot that stayed up and watched it live on the East Coast.
God bless.
All 6.5 fucking hours of it.
Wow.
At least with the, you cut out, I watched the Rumble and the hour lead up. So, I mean, there was that. So you cut that out. And I mean, it's only like 5.5 hours or some shit. But I was like, this is going to be LIJ's night.
Yeah.
Like, just right off the bat, I was just like, this is going to be their night. And they all put on great performances. I'll say that.
Absolutely.
Even Hiromu, who was he's arguably my favorite member of LIJ right now. I mean, he's been for a while. Naito is great as well. But, I mean, just something about Hiromu and him just being fucking nuts.
Yeah,
I love. You put a mask on Daryl so Fale couldn't figure out who he was.
So good. It's so stupid, but it works.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, but I mean, the tag match, the heavyweight tag match it started weird for me. Like it just didn't feel right. And then like the last 3 minutes of the match, I'm like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing.
Yeah. And there's a few of those matches, to where
even the Suzuki Gotoh was kind of like that at the beginning, and you're like, wow,
like how's this gonna work? And then they start getting into the groove, and you're like, oh, buddy, it gets. So I think that's the thing is Wrestle Kingdom 11. I remember the matches just starting crazy, They had great psychology and stuff like that, but Wrestle Kingdom 11 definitely was they were firing on all cylinders, and everyone was so amped up that they were just coming out swinging. And this one, every match seems to build more.
Slow.
Yeah. They start slow and they kind of figure each other out. And I think the perfect kind of litmus for that was the Bushi match, Gotoh, Bushi, and Cody.
Oh, yeah.
Because it really does start slow, and I was like, yeah, this match is okay. This match is going okay. Yeah. And then they start throwing in the more heel psychology stuff, and then the couple dynamic against Ibushi, and then using that against him. And then you're like, okay, now I'm getting more invested, mentally invested. And then Kota Ibushi turns it on. And then you can tell Cody was like, oh, finally, I get to wrestle now? I get to... and then off to the races.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was done specifically because they knew the amount of new North American subscribers they were going to be getting.
That's a good point. Because it did feel a lot of these matches could be on a WrestleMania card.
Yeah, they felt very Western.
Yes.
I mean, it's just... I mean, the Fatal 4-Way felt very indie show, but I mean, that's just because it was Spot Fest.
Oh, for sure. And then,
with those four.
But oddly enough, the one that actually felt like a New Japan match was the one with Chris Jericho in it.
Really?
What the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I will genuinely say that the Chris Jericho Kenny Omega match reminded me of AJ versus Shinsuke. Whenever it was that sort of dynamic, you have Kenny Omega who acts as the Shinsuke because he's just shotgun blasting these knees and just all over the place, and then you have Jericho who's a lot like AJ to where he stays more stationary, but then as stuff happens around him, he knows how to counteract it. He knows how to stop the momentum and then swing it back into his favor. It worked really well, which also just goes to show how fucking good Kenny Omega is. He can work with a blow-up doll. He can work with a 9-year-old little girl. He can work with a broom. He can work with Chris Jericho. Yeah. He can work with Okada. He can work what can this guy not do? Every match I see Omega in, he becomes slightly more and more my favorite wrestler in the world. It keeps going, and I'm like, that second Okada match with Kenny Omega on Dominion, I think was the show.
Yeah.
With the time limit draw?
Where they do that terrifying turnbuckle spot to where I thought both men were going to have to retire. Yeah. That still might be the best wrestling match I've seen in my life. It's up there with the Misawa type shit. I was like, they're starting to approach on this type of level to where no one can touch them.
I think, and it's funny because the New Japan president, I think the day after or maybe right afterwards, did a interview with some Japanese paper talking about how they want to try to bring in more WWE talent.
Mm-hmm.
So that could also attribute to the pacing and the style of those matches as well.
Oh, the match of WWE style, or simulate.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of bring in some of those notes and I would absolutely love to see some kind of collaboration between WWE and New Japan. I don't think it'll happen with Vince. It might happen with Paul in control. Who knows?
Yeah.
I feel like that's sort of a thing because when not to say when and WWE or something, people like Chris Jericho, he says like he's a WWE guy for life, which may be the partnership with New Japan. Him doing a match with Kenny Omega is not to say that Chris Jericho is kind of playing like that. You know, oh yeah, I'm with New Japan now, but to play that sort of agent for any kind of prospect.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Maybe you want to check out WWE. You know, Royal Rumble's around the corner.
Yeah.
Kenny or whatever. I'm just throwing out whatever. Surprise entrant or, you know, whoever's contracts might be coming up. Yeah, why not check out WWE?
And I mean, there's a few contracts coming up, and
yeah.
I mean, who's to say that they don't let a small little lapse before they re-sign, just so they could do like a special one-off, you know, and it kind of gets eyes on that product.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, everybody knows that Omega is going to re-sign with New Japan for another year. That's the thing. But what if they go, you know what? We'll let you do this, but as a sign of good faith,
bring some
how about we send you over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'll put you in the Rumble, you know?
There you go.
Get some eyes on the product and stuff like that. And it's just him and Finn in the ring, just kind of staring each other down. The old guard and the new guard of the Bullet Club.
Yeah, Kenny versus Finn versus AJ, or sort of thing.
I've done that match so much in fucking WWE. You have no idea. Well, they added like a new moves pack like a couple weeks back, and it added basically all of Kenny's moves.
Oh, sick.
Including all of his taunts and shit. And I was just like, beautiful. Yeah. Now I can do this perfect.
It's so rad. Oh, so rad. That reminds me, I need to buy Fire Pro World or whatever it's called.
Oh, yeah.
I need to get it.
Fire Pro World is so good.
Yeah. Because I love Super Fire Pro Extreme Wrestling Premium on the Super Nintendo, which is old school and like 6-man scramble and shit on the Saturn. See, I need to get on that and we can make our Fed.
Yeah.
And do some like AI matches. Just and commentate and have like Marco versus Todd. And then have and then Maury is the commissioner. And like she like weighs down the law, like have an E-Fed.
Yeah.
That'd be rad. That'd be so good.
No, this is not happening. It's going to be an exploding ropes thumbtack death match.
A tag team match, player. Get your glass ready. Oh, man.
Exploding light tubes. You're like, what? Shit.
CZW Carnival of Death. Oh, ridiculous. But yeah, man, like I'm excited for you to watch Wrestle Kingdom, Marco, because I'm interested to see what your favorite match is, because they're all very different this time.
Mm-hmm.
Like Wrestle Kingdom 11, it was all cylinders, but everyone had very classic Japanese style matches. Like they were bang on, they were violent, they were, you know. But this, there was a little more like psychology, especially with like which one was it? The gauntlet match.
The gauntlet was good.
That was
another great one.
It was great. Yeah, it has a 6-man tag team championship. So you have
like War Machine
and Mike Elgin, which some kayfabe stuff. I'm surprised that even fucking still happened, because there's some behind the scenes shit about Mike Elgin not playing nice with people and doing some weird like covering up for one of his boys doing weird sexual assault shit. And
there's word that that's most likely his last New Japan tour. He just had to finish up his contractual obligations. So
and War Machine, don't play that shit. Like, so I was surprised but if you watch the match and if you know this going in, they never really look at each other.
No.
Like, Mike Elgin's kind of off to the side, and then War Machine's over to this side, and they're walking out, yeah, we're the best. And then they don't even really tag. They do sometimes, but not. You could tell there's some shit. Like
they're just like, I got to do this to go so he can get in there, but
got a job
I don't want
to do.
to.
We got to get our paychecks.
Drama.
Oh yeah, it's like real shit too. Because at the end of one of the not pay-per-view, but one of the weekly television shows, after the whole news of Mike Elgin broke, and a lot of female wrestlers were coming out and saying, "Yeah, this is real. Like, this is a thing that's been happening for years and years." I can't remember. I think it was Raymond Rowe from War Machine. He just looks at the hard camera and says, "Fuck Mike Elgin." Yeah. Like he just says it. He's like, "We will kill you." And I was like, "Oh, okay, great." Like this is gonna be a thing.
It's a good thing they're going to NXT then, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, here's the thing. We talked about if we had some WWE people over in New Japan. I would love to get people like the Usos in New Japan because I think.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Even the way they work would be remarkable in New Japan.
If they were to send Benjables over to New Japan, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Shelton's already done his time with Suzuki-gun.
Yeah.
And I think Chad Gable could benefit.
Oh, yeah. He could definitely benefit.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny because whenever you said that, I just remembered about Switchblade. My thing about Switchblade, the thing about Jay White, he was like... You know how we talked about it was kind of the opener for the main event stuff?
Yeah.
It was kind of the opener, so much so that like Jay White dressed like Kenny Omega. Like it looked like Jay White was a mix of Shinsuke Nakamura and Kenny Omega. Like his look is that.
I got more of a Misfits cover band look out of him myself.
Right. But like the way he like carried himself in the ring and stuff.
Oh
like,
he's
very good.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was quite like main event level yet in that style because he came from Dragon Gate. Where did he come from?
New Zealand. I believe he was a young boy at one point, and then he went on excursion.
Australian, yeah. Okay, starting his career, White joined as a young lion. American Ring of Honor, and then Revolution Pro. So I've seen him in Revolution Pro. He's good. I mean, the guy's got it made. Give him a few more years, and he'll be main event. Mm-hmm. Like, he's solid.
Yeah. Hopefully, he doesn't follow suit of like Yoshihashi or anything like that, because that'd be horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I was concerned about that when I was watching that match because it's just like I could see he has a lot of talent, just like Yoshihashi, but. I mean, I could see him falling into that role where it's like, "Hey, you're on the Rumble." Like,
yeah. His gimmick is great because it's almost like a mix of like a Freddy Krueger and what's the musical Sweeney Todd, because he has a switchblade motion and he's like like I'm gonna cut your ass. I was like, all right, that's cool. Yeah, sure. It's dangerous and what have you, and like. Even his promo before the match, Marco, I think you're gonna laugh because he does the classic thing to where he's like on a leather couch and there's like mood lighting around him, and he has the switchblade and he's like playing with it. And he was like, "Yes, Tanahashi, you think you're going to blah blah blah?" And I was like, "Oh, this is great! Please, just do this forever." Where he's like this nightly whiplash, like, "Yes, I'll get you yet, Tanahashi."
Dastardly.
It's so funny.
How do you plan on escaping now, Tanahashi?
I've got you numbered. But like
monologue before you escape and counterattack.
But like, you could tell Tanahashi carried the match, which is fine.
I wouldn't say that Tanahashi carried the match, more so that they had to work around Tanahashi. Because he is banged the fuck up.
Oh, yeah. Tanahashi's on his last rodeo. He's doing his farewell tour.
Dude, his hairstyle portrays that.
The poodle look that he's got going.
I stopped giving a fuck. I don't want to be a rock star anymore.
Oh, yeah. He's like, just give me let me look like a co-host of The View. Yeah. And let me...
Because, I mean, what is it? His knee's completely fucked.
Yeah.
He never got that bicep tear he received in May taken care of.
Oh no! So man. And that could be bad. That happened to Mr. Wonderful.
G1 in LA.
Yeah, but that exact thing happened to Mr. Wonderful, right? And now like his arm is bum. Like go look at stuff of Paul Orndorff. Like his arm is like a skeleton arm. because they had to remove all the muscle tissue because he fucking didn't get it fixed, man. Like, you got to take care of that stuff.
And they had to work around that, like that entire match, and it's just like
they kept going for the knee or something, right? Like in the match itself, they go for the knee or the ankle or
and I mean, I would have exploited that bicep. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. I mean, right.
You got a name like Switchblade. You got to cut that shit right the fuck open.
Just get it, man. But I will say I really liked Wrestle Kingdom 12 because it seemed like there was a lot more psychology in it.
Yeah.
Like the matches were slower, but there was something going
psychology.
on. Yeah, there's something going on. They were working body parts better. Like, God, who was it that kept getting the wrist lock stuff and like the elbow stomps and
was it Zack Sabre?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, some of those were ugly.
That sounds like Zack.
Like, some of them were just gross. But yeah, a lot of that. So if you're a fan like I am of like, I'm going to win a match with a wrist lock, like, I'm all in. I'm like, yeah, dude, pull his finger back and go, bow. Yeah, Marty Scurll was doing it. Some of that stuff
finger breaking,
gross. Just the,
finger breaks were beautiful.
Oh, they were perfect right in front of the camera, and he's like holding someone's finger, like, you see it? A bow. And he's like, oh. But yeah, so a lot of that stuff. And, you know, I'm a huge Eugene Nagata fan, so it seemed like there was 12 Eugene Nagata matches on this card. I was like, yay!
11, because they really didn't do much of that in the Omega match.
Oh, geez, no shit. He was Kenny Omega just sprint like an Olympic runner, and then like just threw knees at Chris Jericho's face.
And you know, I'm just gonna say this because this is something that fucking bothered me. Omega's entrance, that fucking Destiny ring attire, like
it was
that what that was? Was it from Destiny? Okay.
Yeah, and it reminded me of like there's a Magic the Gathering expansion right now called Ixalan, and it deals with like dinosaurs and basically like here's the island of Ixalan, and then you have these vampires, and then you have all this other stuff. But then the Native Americans of Ixalan, the Ixalanians or whatever they're called, they dressed with the big feather stuff, and I was like, he looks like a Magic the Gathering card. He's like walking out with an ostrich belt, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Man. Oh, see, he's a Cody player on Street Fighter. Oh, Street Fighter 4. He's an Alex player on 5. If he did one of those sort of things, that'd be cool.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, I was looking at his entrance. I'm like, what is he wearing?
Yeah. It's like a pigeon.
I know he's video game based. He's video game based.
Yeah, with the fucking Osiris fucking headpiece and shit. Like, I mean, come on, please. Like I was watching that with as part of like some live stream. Like somebody was like, "Oh, we're gonna live stream reactions." I'm like, "All right, cool. I'll fucking hang out, watch it." And then I'm like, "What in the fuck is this Destiny bullshit?" Like, it was, and he has the light up gun and shit, and you're like,
yeah. That was the whole thing too. I was like, I don't get this, and I didn't even know it was from Destiny, but I was like, what is this deal? Like, where's this broom? Like, just wear that, but bring out your broom and go. And that's even better.
I mean, last year he did the Terminator thing, which, like, all right, like, the Bucks usually pound on the mat and the Rise of the Terminator and stuff like that. Okay, I understand that, but really, we're going with Destiny?
This one was weird.
No,
dude. And it was like even just his normal look. It's kind of like the Finn Balor thing in WWE. Give me non-demon Finn Balor every day of the week.
Oh
like, give me leather jacket, no shirt, walking out like what about it? Like the Andrew Dice Clay, like give me that look rather than the Demon Balor. Like, who cares? But like Kenny Omega, his look is perfect. It is so fucking good. He's wearing the leather gloves so you don't get fingerprints on shit after you clean in a crime scene. It makes total sense. It's like, why would you ever change clothes? It's like Bushi. Bushi comes out in like $2,000 suits and a mask, and I was like, "Yep, I'm in. I'm all in, man. That looks kick ass." And then you have
does that, or he comes out with just like ring pants and an LIJ T-shirt on, and it's like, but he's got his two masks. I mean, that's the thing.
But then you have like the budget store version of that, where Low-Key tries to dress like the Hitman, and it doesn't quite work because his tie doesn't fit right. Like,
yeah,
it's like, Low-Key, you're not Agent 47, man. I mean, I get it. You want to be Bushi. But you ain't Bushi. Right. Like, Bushi, the coolest thing about Bushi is he has a fucking earring on a mask. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense. Right. But I don't care. I'm like, that's great.
Look-wise, I agree. Otherwise, the coolest thing about Bushi has to be the black mist. That's just me. I mean, dude, I will mark the fuck out for mist. I don't care if it's red mist, green mist, yellow mist, brown mist, black mist. Fuck yes. All the mist.
In Great Muda tag team.
Yeah.
In the bow, they both shoot it up and then it mixes colors. I was like, oh my God. It's the greatest thing in the world. Yeah. It's so good. Like, pro wrestling is fantastic. But
it was kind of funny you brought up Balor.
Yeah.
Because it may have been the last episode we talked about our WrestleMania.
Oh yes, yeah, dream
prediction, like our fantasy books.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Did I see Into the Future or something? Because they put band together with the Good Brothers.
That's hilarious.
Against the Shield with Jason Jordan.
Yeah,
so good. Nailed it.
That's what I need to do with my life. I need to fucking book wrestling.
Just be
because apparently I do it. I have very similar ideas as to what they want to do, but I can do it fucking better. And I only say that because I'm an asshole, and that's just the way it is. Fucking Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy fireworks match. We can't do that in this arena. We'll fucking pre-tape it in a field. I don't give a shit. We're doing this.
We're doing it. Let's get it going.
Yeah, Final Deletion 2. We can't call it Final Deletion. I mean, Impact now has said that they can use all the fucking shit from Impact. I mean, there's this picture of Matt Hardy shaking the hands of Ed Nordholm now on fucking Twitter.
Oh, God.
Because it's like now that's a thing. And I was like, oh, that's nice. But yeah, I mean, I saw that last week on Raw. And I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, they're actually putting them together. I'm like, I threw that shit together as a fucking dark horse. I'm like, right. They're not going to do this.
They never do it, and then they did it.
Yeah. And then Finn's new shirt with Balor Forever, but in Forever, the OVER is red.
So good.
Yeah.
God damn it. I don't understand. Like, to quote Maury, I don't understand wrestling anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. So crazy. There's just so much to it now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's good. But yeah, I think that'll be it. Yeah, we're going long about an hour and 15 minutes. Good, solid, meaty episode.
For that. Return for the new year.
Yeah, that's right. Kicking it off right. But yeah, we'll definitely catch up with your thoughts on Wrestle Kingdom 12, Marco. Because I'm interested because you know the drill anyway. Some of your favorite matches are some of our favorite matches within Wrestle Kingdom, like, atmosphere. So I think it's funny because I think each one of us might have a different favorite of the whole show, you know?
Oh yeah, we can definitely get into
I'm rewatching it with Maury.
Yeah.
Because she was out of town and such. So she's getting to experience this. And I mean, we watched the Rumble and we watched the Young Bucks match. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, oh hey, let's find out if internet's working. So let's do this.
Yeah. Super good. Yeah, that's a good episode.
Yeah, definitely.
Feeling good.
Solid.
Feeling good.
The good return.
Very good. Very nice. Be on the lookout for all of our Game of the Year videos.
I'll just read a list. I'll just read a list of games from like 1987.
You should.
And be like, these are my Game of the Years.
One of my favorite just goofy YouTubers is Video Game Donkey. And every single year, he puts Super Mario Brothers 2 as his Game of the Year. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter every single year. But the way he does it, I'm going to do a terrible Donkey impression, but he's like, game number 2 is Hitman, and Hitman, this is what I love about it. And then game number 1 is Super Mario Brothers 2, and then he shows like footage of like throwing the onions and stuff. And he's like, oh my God, that's Super Mario Brothers. And he's like, it's the best. Like, he's a genius. That guy's a genius. And I was like, I could probably do a grief video like that. But like, he has genuinely good thoughts on the games that came out and why they worked and why they didn't and stuff. But then every time, and even this new one, it's like a plot twist thing because he's like, number one is Super Mario Odyssey, and he's like, I love Super Mario Odyssey. Psych! It's Super Mario Brothers 2, and then he like brings it back up. So good. It's like that's
Super Mario Odyssey was honorable mention. I'll do a whole video.
That's good. I like that.
Oh man, yeah, his videos are genius.
I mean, arguably, I didn't really play anything new this year, so
I had to look. My list is only 5 games long.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I did a top 5 because I mean I played more, but my honorable mentions list has 4, and then the games I didn't play has 6. So it's like, all right, I'll just do a top 5.
Yeah.
So I was gonna do a top 5 or like a top 3, but then I just realized I said top 10 on my honorable mentions. I was like, shit, I gotta shoot top 10.
You've just made more work for yourself.
I made more work for myself. I'm like, damn it. All right, well, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah, we'll do 10. Oh, good times.
My top 2. I'll do a top 2 video.
Right.
Top 2.
And it'll be 20 minutes long.
10 minutes for each game. Oh.
No, I mean, it's just like 3 minutes on your number 2 pick, then like a long lead in to like, and you won't believe what the number 1 pick is, and you do that for like 18 minutes.
Out of all of the games.
Let's recap from number 2.
Yeah, show some B-roll of you walking through a forest, kind of just picking up game cases,
it's all B-roll.
looking at them.
I'll just shoot all the B-roll for you. That's all we'll do.
There you go.
And then it's
for
like
some reason you're on a ferry on your way to Japan.
Yeah. And then you're looking like you have your arms over the side and you're looking, and with this B-roll shot of like the sun setting, and you're like, it takes a lot of time and energy to think about something as heavy as the game of the year. And then like it's like a memoir. It's a 35-minute long memoir.
You do Iron Chef, like, I got it.
Yeah, you do the I got it. My game of the year is, and then you just kind of hold up the case and go, thank you, good night. And you send the video.
And that's my time. See.
Yep.
But yeah, hit us up. Hit us up on social media, man. We got twitter.com/comedyhobo, twitter.com/nerdinthebay, twitter.com/Todd EDF. And of course, twitter.com/Moriarty_time for Moriarty. All good stuff, man. I'm exhausted.
Do we have a hashtag or Twitter account for the Yakuza chicken yet? Or
it's going to happen. We need to make just a shirt. We need to go to 1 Hour Tees and make that happen.
There's daily Kiryu, there's daily Majima, and then there's no context Yakuza.
No
nice.
Context. Yes.
Yeah.
We'll just have to read those. Retweet them all the time.
Yeah, I do.
And they're like, why are they promoting us?
Like, who are these guys? That's weird. But thanks for all the support. But thank you for all of your support. And we're going to catch you next time here on Brothering Around. Peace.